Are you looking to outsmart your competition in a low inventory environment? If so, here are the top 20 things you can do to accomplish that. Number one is get pre-approved early. The reason you want to do this is because when you're making offers on homes, to stand out, you want to make sure that you have a pre-approval letter. What this means is essentially that you are legit. You've had your income checked, your credit checked, you've been through underwriting. This allows you to, again, make an offer and the seller knows that, hey, they're not wasting my time. They have been pre-approved, essentially. And so this is why this letter is so important, because again, sellers don't want to waste their time with people that don't have their financing in place because nobody has, $500,000 in cash. They need a loan. And so that's why you get pre-approved early. Number two is work with an experienced realtor. An experienced realtor can help you with so many different things. But I emphasize experienced. In this market, in this day and age, a lot of times people are wondering if a realtor is worth it or not. If you're not going to use a realtor, hey, that's your choice. But if you are going to use a realtor, I would say make sure that they're an experienced realtor, because obviously you're paying for that and you want to make sure it's worth your money. Number three is be ready to act fast. In a low inventory environment, you need to be able to act fast. What this means is you need to be prepared. You need to know what type of house you want, what you're willing to pay for it, the different things that you're willing to do, so that when that home comes on the market, you're able to act very quickly. Because again, in a low inventory environment, other people are going to know that home is a good deal and they're going to be acting fast. So you need to act fast also. Number four is expand your search area. Okay, so what this means is, hey, I really want to live in this city with this school district and stuff like that. And again, that's where you should go. If that's where you want to live, you should have that be your primary place. Okay. The reason you want to expand that search a little bit is because perhaps nothing comes available in that area, or maybe some stuff comes outside of that area and it makes you realize, what you're willing to pay for, the area you really want. Expanding your search is only a good thing, and it's only good to be able to see what else is out there so that you can make a better decision about where you want to live and what you're willing to give up and not give up. Number five is get alerts for new listings. Okay, what this means is when a new list comes onto the scene, you want to be ready. You want to know about it right away, because a lot of times if it's a really good deal and you'll know about it because you've done your research, you'll be able to act quickly. And so you need to have those alerts so that you know when those listings come available so that you can act quickly. Number six is consider off-market properties. What this means is normally if you're listing a home with a realtor, it's going to be on the multiple listing service. You can find for sale by owners off the market. You can also find maybe friends and family that know somebody. Perhaps a real estate photographer will know different places that are available. Again, network a little bit. And this is where an experienced realtor will come into play, because maybe they have a bigger network than you. And so they'll know about homes that are coming on the market soon or that have just left the market and different things like that. So they have a little bit more of a reach for you, which may be the difference for finding your home or not. Number seven is write a personal offer on the letter. So what this means is if you're making an offer on a home, a lot of times it's just down to terms, right? This price and this date and stuff like that. But what you can do is add a personal letter to that offer. And that just makes your offer stand out a little bit more, right? We're newly married and we're looking for our first home and this looks perfect. Or we just came here. We love the neighborhood. We know a lot of people in this neighborhood already. We'd love to live here. I'm a single mom and, I'm struggling. And so this would be really helpful if I could do this. This makes your offer stand out compared to the other ones, right? Especially if there's maybe an investor involved and it's like, hey, I'm making an offer because I want to make money. It just makes your offer stand out. And a lot of times sellers are going to want to sell to somebody that, the neighbors are going to like, because they don't want to, make the neighbors mad. Maybe you do. I don't know, but this helps. Number eight is be flexible with the closing dates. A lot of times a seller may want to close quickly because they're trying to hurry and get out of this home. And so 2-3 week close time is perfect for them. Maybe they're actually wanting a longer time frame. And so they want 45 days to 60 days out. The key really is just finding out from the sellers what they want. You know what they want, then you can make an offer that's, appropriate for what they're wanting. And so talk to them, find out, and then you can make your offer and be flexible with those closing dates. Number nine is look at homes under your budget. Okay, what this means is, if you're pre-approved for $400,000 and you're looking at homes at $400,000, if you're in a multiple offer situation, a lot of times that home goes for $410,000, $420,000 or above. And now all of a sudden you're already priced out of the market, right? Because you're only pre-approved for $400,000. So what you want to do is look at homes maybe even under that, right? Because if it's going at $350,000 and then it ends up at $400,000, hey, you're okay because, you had planned on it maybe going up in price. So just be prepared that in a low inventory environment, that list price may actually end up selling for more. Number 10 is waive non-essential contingencies. Okay, what this means is when you make an offer, you have, due diligence deadline, financing and appraisal deadline, different deadlines that allow you to back out and not lose your earnest money. So if you make an offer and you waive some of those deadlines, it makes your offer a little more appealing because they know, hey, they're not going to back out because they've waived some of these deadlines. And so it just makes your offer look a little more appealing to other offers. The only caveat I would say to this is make sure you're okay with losing some of those protections you would have as a buyer, because then if you do back out, you would lose your earnest money. And that's a lot of money perhaps. So be careful with some of those things. But again, it is a possibility to do to help your offer stand out. Number 11 is increase your earnest money deposit. Okay, what this means is normally when you make an offer, you put $500 or $1,000 down that says the sellers get to keep that if you end up backing out. The benefit of doing a large larger earnest money deposit is it makes your offer look a little better, right? You have more skin in you're putting your money where your mouth is, and you're saying, hey, this is legit. I really want this home, and I'm willing to put $5,000, $10,000, on the line, essentially, that I could lose if I end up backing out. Okay, so this just makes your offer look better, stands out more. Number 10 is work with a local lender. Okay, so just like a local realtor will be familiar with the area and different things like that, a local lender will too, and they'll also be familiar with maybe perhaps different loan programs that are available, maybe grant programs or just, other specialty programs that you may want to take advantage of. And that's what that local lender will have knowledge about. Number 13 is get creative with financing options. A lot of times when you're making an offer on a home, if you have to sell your home, well, that's not going to make your offer look as good, right? We make an offer, but give us time to sell our home. There are creative ways to actually buy a home before you sell that home. There's different loan programs that actually allow you to do that. I don't know what your situation is. So again, talking to a lender and understanding that there are other ways to finance a home may be helpful for your situation so that you can make an offer and again, stand out. Number 14 is consider a rent back agreement. What this means is when you normally buy a home, once you buy it and fund it, that's yours, right? And you move in, fairly immediately after that. A rent back agreement says, hey, instead of us moving in right away, we're going to wait 30 to 60 days longer and you rent it back from us so that it's still your home. You still live there. And that gives the seller time to, move out. And maybe if they're building a home or maybe the home that they're trying to buy, they need a little bit more time. It just adds more flexibility to the situation, which again, make your offer stand out more than the others. This is, something that you may want to do. The one caveat I would say is when you're buying a home owner occupied, you do have to move in within 60 days. So make sure it's not longer than 60 days. But again, within that rent back period of time of 60 days, you can do it. Number 15 is check expired listings. What this means is a lot of times somebody will list a home, perhaps maybe too high, and expires. And now they're faced with the reality that, hey, I probably listed that home for too high. And with that new reality, they may be more open to a lower offer. And so calling that expired listing may be a good option for you because you may be the first one that now comes in and says, hey, yeah, we'll pay this for it. Whereas before they wouldn't have accepted it. Now they're like, that's a good point. I know it's worth, maybe not as much as we hoped it was. And so they're more open to that offer. Number 16 is use a strong escalation clause. What this means is when you're offering out a home for say 400,000, you're willing to go to 430. The offer's for 400, but you're willing to go up to 430 if there's other offers in play. And so they come in at 410. Well, okay, you're at 411 now. They come in at 420, you're 421, right? And so it allows your offer to not, be pushed out because there's other offers that are higher. Your offer still stays in play because you're willing to go all the way up to X amount of dollars. Number 17 is offer to pay the seller's closing costs. Now, I would say this is if you really, really want the house, because obviously as a buyer, you have to come up with your own down payment. You have to come up with your own closing costs. And now you're saying in addition to your own closing costs, you're going to pay the seller's closing costs. Hey, hopefully you really want this home or you have a lot of money. Again, this may be a good option for you though. So if it's something you need to do to get the home, then go for it. Just know that it's going to cost you some money. Number 18 is tour homes virtually. So obviously speed is the name of the game in a low inventory environment. And if you're able to look at the home just by pictures or an actual video tour or something like that, that allows you to act quicker, right? You know right away, hey, I really want this home. And so I'm able to act quicker just because I've seen these and I know it's a good deal. And so let's make an offer right away. Number 19 is consider new construction. New construction is often not always ready, right? So if you're looking at homes, you're trying to find something now, new construction might be 6 to 12 months out. Sometimes they have spec homes and things that are ready, but oftentimes it's a little bit further out. But that may be something you need to consider. If you do consider it, let me just add one plug as far as a lender goes. Obviously, a lot of times this construction company the builder will have an incentive to use their lender, and they give you $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever off, closing costs. That sounds nice, right? Because again, you're thinking that loans are like a TV and it's the same, I'm doing this loan here, that's the same. And so $5,000 to $10,000 lower is going to make it better. The reality is loans are a little more complex, right? There's different interest rates at different companies and stuff like that. And so that lender may be offering a higher rate, but then they're kicking back $5,000 to $10,000 in closing costs. And so it sounds nice, but again, that's assuming all things are equal and they're not. Okay. So know that as a mortgage brokerage, we can get better deals and different things like that. And so sure, you may not get the incentive with us, but you get a lower rate. And really, actually, a lot of times what we can do is we can give you that same rate and then we can kick back the $5,000 or $10,000 too that the sellers are doing. So there's more to that story. And so I would just say that know that there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors going on with builders sometimes with those incentives. Perhaps not. And again, it doesn't hurt to check. And so I'd just say, hey, keep us involved. A lot of times those incentives aren't exactly what you're thinking they are. Number 20 is stay persistent and stay optimistic. A lot of times when you're looking at homes over and over and over and they keep getting rejected and stuff like that, it gets depressing, right? You get down on things. And so what I would say is, hey, stay optimistic, stay in the game. A lot of times, a lot of those homes that you're looking at are giving you knowledge so that when that really good home comes into play, it's a good deal and you're able to make an offer right away and you know how to make an offer. You know what kind of things they're looking for because you've talked to the sellers, you've found out their hot buttons. Again, what I would say is know that all these things give you experience and they're for your good, okay? You're going to be in a better spot because of the experience you've had, which has been hard and negative, but again, ultimately it's going to be good. And so I'd say, hey, stay in the game, keep going. Eventually you're going to find the home you want. These are the top 20 things you can do in a low inventory environment, and I hope that's been helpful for you.